Well, hello, YouTube. It's me, the BBK, and welcome back to the Boss's Lounge. Girl, the stories are just sickening. We're losing our children to the purest form of evil. Now, hang on a second. Am I back? Okay, good. So, I just shared Gossip Girl's XOXO video on my community wall. And she's basically restreaming an interview that Kayla Nicole did, what appears to be on an IG Live. IG Talk TV, I guess, originally captured it and uploaded it, and she's restreaming it. And she's basically talking to this young girl, 18 years old, that goes to Troy's University. And she went to a Q Dog party, and the first time she went to this party, this man was pushing up on her, literally, according to the video. And, he was saying that he wanted her and what he wanted to do to her. And she was like, no, I don't want you. I don't like you like that. You're too old. And here's what's interesting to me. This happened at a Q Dog party. And I'm guessing that if it was a house party, that it was still considered a part of the campus. They claim that this man was 25 years old. 25 years old. I guess maybe he got a late start in college. I don't know what the specifics is on him. But she went to this party with her friend, and this guy was telling her, what he wanted to do to her, and da 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 da. And she was gonna spend the night, and her so-called friend told him, "Nope, you're not gonna do anything to her. She's not spending the night because we don't leave nobody behind." Well, that was the first time she went to the party. Next thing you know, she gets another private invite to this party, and she goes back with these same so-called friends who assisted this man in violating this young woman. She ended up waking up in the middle of, the next morning at about 6 a.m. And the party was over. She was gone in the bed, didn't know where she was. Her friends had left her, went back to campus, went to class, and, really tried to downplay the whole thing. My thing is this: parents, it starts at home, it starts with you. You have to educate your children on the dangers of drinking and doing drugs at parties uh, with their so-called friends. Because here she's still calling that girl a friend, but that girl wasn't your friend if she left you at that party and didn't take you home. They was doing shots. They was playing some game, shot or clock. I think that's what they said it was called. And they were taking shots. And here's the thing: she probably was drugged. She said she kept feeling funny. And it's just disgusting that your friends would even participate in something like that. Here's the deal: when you know better, you do better. And this girl allegedly, at some point during this interview, had told them that if she discovered that she had been violated, because we can't use the R word, right? If she determined that she had been violated, that she would end her life because she couldn't see how she could continue to live. She couldn't go forward knowing that she had been violated and robbed of what innocence, little innocence, or her freedom. You know what I'm saying? Especially by someone at her school. And it's disturbing that when she went the first time, she felt uncomfortable, yet she went back again. Yet she participated in a game at the house that ultimately led up to be detriment to her health, right? Why would you go and start drinking and playing games somewhere where somebody has already told you straight up to your face in front of your friends and everything what they wanted to do to you? It makes no sense. And then she had another so-called friend who told her that she would not shower until she called the police and made a police report. Do not wash away the evidence. Now, she said that, I think it's been 5 months. The investigation allegedly is still ongoing. Um, she mentioned that she was told by the police that she would have to charge, uh, I guess, the girls, the so-called friends that left her there. That's interesting because a lot of her friends were telling her nothing would happen to the young man because he was popular and they let him get away with those type of things. And it's no such thing as letting somebody get away with that. You have to live with that trauma, that traumatic memory for the rest of your life. And to find out that you're attending an institution of higher learning and they're not protective of you. I mean, here it is late in life, I find out that, the schools are not the protectors that the parents expect them to be when they drop their kids off at school. I find that out late in life. Thank you, Jesus. I'm blessed that, I never experienced any of that before. Yes, I've done the parties and the drinking and doing all of the different things that you shouldn't do as an 18-year-old, as a young teen. But I was mostly with my family that would not and did not ever let anything like that happen to me. Um, I can only wonder what went through her mind when she accepted the invitation. I find it very awkward that you would put yourself back in that position. Did she want to be accepted by these people? Because if these people, were made you feel uncomfortable, that's a sign. That is your conscience telling you maybe this is not what you want to do. Maybe this is not where you want to be. Yet here you are. And then while she was telling Kayla Nicole about the story, she said she had called the friend that left her, and she told her she was in class. She'll try to come and get her after class. Then she called her guy friend, and I'm guessing that this is her boyfriend or somebody that she's involved with. And that brings up another question too. Why did you not invite him? Why did he not join you there? Right? Why did he not go with you? Or why did you not let your friends go by themselves and you go be with your guy friend? See, all of these are questions that I have. And it's interesting if these questions were posed to her, how she would answer. Because you thought enough about him after it had happened to call him and ask him to come and pick you up. So it made me feel like you went to that party so that you could be fast and that you could flirt and then where you could get more phone numbers and hang in and be a part of the it crowd, not really understanding what could potentially happen to you. And I'm not down talking to her. I'm not being condescending to her. It's not shade. It just happens to be facts. It's the reality of life. And being 18 years old is not an excuse unless your parents have kept you sheltered your whole life and not talked to you and preached to you about those very dangers. We have to do better with our kids. We have to explain to them about drinking, hanging out drinking with your friends, and the potential that your drink could be spiked. You have to talk to your kids about not leaving your friends behind. You have to talk to your kids about the curiosity of experimenting with drugs and not knowing what drugs you're actually ingesting. You know what I'm saying? To think something is just marijuana and it's sherm could be huge, could make a huge difference in your future. And it's unfortunate. And then, one of the things that they were saying was she thought to bring it to social media, after taking it to the police to bring awareness, you know. Um, it's just very unfortunate and it's very disturbing, and we really got to do better with our kids. Um, we really got to do better. Allegedly, the people on the school campus is aware that this Casanova dude does these things. She goes on to explain how it went, and you guys should go and take a look at it. Again, I shared it on my community wall, but it's very, very disturbing. Um, yeah, and to wake up and you wake up in this house in the condition and position that you're in, and you're afraid, and you ain't even got sense enough to get up and walk out the door and make your phone calls outside, tell your people to come get you. You didn't think to call the police. Like, I cannot imagine what's going through a person's mind. But being that I wasn't in that position, I can sit up and say what should have happened, what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened, but I wasn't there, and it wasn't me. And it's unfortunate that she had to experience that at a young age, and that'll be something that will haunt her for the rest of her life. And hopefully, if God willing, she gets the necessary counseling and therapy needed to not feel so depressed and so uh, trodden and browbeaten, to where she felt like it was not necessary for her life to carry on. And it's unfortunate. And I pray that we don't read about this girl in the news later on. So I just wanted to bring my rant on that. It's very unfortunate, but I'm sure there are going to be more stories than that coming forward. Y'all just stay tuned.